I'm John Lane, and I'm the Chief Executive of the Data Center Incident Reporting Network, which is an organisation that's been set up rather on the model of the aviation industry to report near misses in the data center business. So the idea is that if you have a problem with your data center, which can be identified to a cause, mechanical, electrical, human factors, that you can submit a report which is then made anonymous and then published by DCIRN so that other people in the industry can learn from your mistakes or near misses. So that's the general idea. We've been established about 6 months, and in that 6 months we've established a website which is dcirn.org. We've started to put incident reports on that. We've established a format for those reports which is intended to make them fairly easy to read, giving the context, giving perhaps a chronology of the incident, what led up to it, and perhaps the lessons learned. To do that, we have a technical advisory committee, and their role is to take incident reports once they've been made anonymous and to review those and to, I suppose, give an overview of the industry of why the incident occurred, what measures can be taken to avoid it happening again, and to draw out a general conclusion if there is one. I guess the whole way we've modelled ourselves is to look at CHIRP, which is the aviation industry body, which seems to have been very successful over the last 20 years or so in improving the airline industry safety record. And I think the difference between us is that pilots and air traffic controllers almost have a legal obligation to report a near miss or an incident, whether it's a drone flying in front of their jet as they're landing at Heathrow or some much more obscure technical problem. And what we're trying to do is to encourage the data center industry to take a similar attitude. Now, at the moment, data center failure is likely to be economic, loss of business, perhaps loss of reputation. But as the industry moves forward and we have artificial intelligence and self-driving cars and a lot of use of IT in the health sector, then data center failures may have a more significant sort of loss of life or risk to human life. So we've seen some quite serious data center issues in the health sector, which have resulted in maybe thousands of operations being cancelled, and I'm pretty sure that some of those would have resulted in death. So I think the data center sector has got to the point where really we need to be looking at our public responsibility, our duty of care, and not just focusing on the pure commercial, how much money am I making out of my data center, or I don't want to report any failings because that may damage my commercial position. We're trying to encourage the sector to take a public view, a public interest view in the way that they operate, and we're hoping that data center operators and data center managers and those in the industry generally will help us by submitting reports and those that we can then analyse. We're also working closely with the Uptime Institute and other bodies, infrastructure masons, who have developed databases of incidents, and we're trying to work with them constructively so that data that we collect can be contributing to their data center analysis, and we can share information in that way as well. We now have 10 reports published, and those are in the sort of mechanical and electrical failings area, but we also are looking to expand our scope to cover networking issues, application issues, and also more particularly cyber incidents, because all of those can have a catastrophic effect on the applications that you're running in a data center. So the intention is to have a scope which covers all likely causes of a data center failure. So I think that people have signed non-disclosure agreements and we are in the process really of convincing people that our disidentification, our anonymization process is real and is effective, and that there will be no comeback from their employer or with whomever they've signed an NDA. It's interesting how NDAs are sort of going out of favour in other areas at the moment, but they are used in a way which, whilst it's reasonable to protect the commercial interests of an organisation, it perhaps goes beyond the public sector interest, and it's that public sector interest that we are pursuing. Well, we're meeting here today at DCD to, I guess, encourage new members, to encourage people to sign up to the website, and in particular to submit incident reports that they have personal experience of. Our technical advisory committee has some real thought leaders in the industry. It's chaired by Professor Ian Bittlin, who's very well known, and a number of them are almost engaged in data center incident analysis on a professional basis. So we have a very strong technical team, but we now want to reach out to all of the people who are at events like DCD who have a practical and operational experience in data centers. It's a way of making us known. It's publicity. People can see us on the agenda. They know we're here, they know we're active, and I guess people are also just talking to us to find out what we're doing and where we're up to. It's really coming to an event like Data Center Dynamics enables us to meet people in the industry. They can get to see us, get to talk to us, get to know who we are, where we're up to, and it's a good opportunity for us to encourage people to sign up to our website and to participate and to start submitting incident reports and just looking at what we're doing. So it's critical that they trust us to maintain the anonymity of their incident report. And the way to build trust, really, I think, is having a face-to-face meeting. It's much more important. You're much more likely to trust somebody if you can look them in the eye and believe what they're saying, rather than some sort of disclaimer on a website, which is a bit of text which somebody's put together. So for us, coming to an event like DCD is critical. It's a way of meeting people, it's a way of engaging with them, encouraging them, and also particularly just building up a trusted relationship, which is what we're looking for. I think it's a bit early to say, but at the moment they really, I suppose, come to the category of design issues where the failure has just shown a weakness in the design, which often doesn't emerge until some years after the thing. And the second would be the lack of training, in that you might have an N+1 system, but if the people operating it don't have the training they need, then a fault may not be correctable or corrected in time, so that there's that sort of human factor, which you're dealing with a very sophisticated high-tech installation, and that requires staff who understand how it works, and also perhaps just rehearsing shutdowns and alternatives and switchovers. If you don't have a black start test once every 6 months, when something goes wrong, your staff won't know what to do.